Hi, welcome to my podcast, Talking Travel with Wendy. I travel the globe interviewing really cool people in small hospitality and tourism businesses. Join me each week as I discover and share something or someone new with you. You can find more at www.travelwithwendy.net. And remember, it's always an adventure when you travel with Wendy. Hi, welcome back. I just got back from a whirlwind trip to Italy, Germany, Ireland, and Italy. I was doing a little bit of research for my upcoming group tours in Europe for 2023 and becoming an Amalfi Coast travel specialist. I'm back for a little while before Christmas market season in Germany this December. There's still room on the cruise if you'd like to join my group. Links are in the podcast description. Today I'm going to talk about Bomarzo and the Sacro Bosco, the spooky gardens in central Italy. This spring, my friend Candy took me here on another day trip around Rome to Bomarzo and the Garden of Monsters. This Italian village in Lazio at the foot of Mount Cimino is a wonderful day trip from Rome. You can stop there on your way to Perugia, Tuscany, or Venice. Check out the other day trip that I've included in the Tivoli and the Villa d'Este gardens too. We had so much fun exploring Lazio and the region, so here you go, Sacro Bosco and the Garden of Monsters. Designed by Prince Vicini Orsini and the architect Piero Ligorio in 1552, this park is so unique and interesting and one of a kind. Its expansive architectural naturalistic design does not reflect the second half of the 16th century, with its geometric and large perspectives of water features and monuments. The garden has wide terraces, fountains, and included water games that were almost human-like and godlike sculptures. The educated Prince of Bomarzo dedicated himself to creating an eccentric garden, having things built on blocks and as if they were emerging from the ground. These figures of monsters and dragons and mythical subjects with exotic animals. There's a crooked house and a temple and fountains and different obelisks that have carved mottos and inscriptions. The sacred wood is not typical, which can be found throughout the 16th century usage of art design. So the different elements were they had no perspective. Most people are puzzled because everything that you see in the garden are these huge iconic features and they go along with the nature, but they also fight with it. It's really cool artistic design. After the death of Vincenzo Orsini, nobody really took charge of the place and it began to fall into disrepair until other artists started to come along and recognized it. But it had centuries of neglect too. But Goethe and Lorraine and Salvador Dali, these are just a few of the very wide-known artists who came to appreciate the gardens. And the complex work of the maintenance and restoration offers visitors to this place of the sacred wood just a really unique experience. You can enjoy a guided tour, or Candy and I just walked around. We had so much fun just discovering the sculptures and the different garden. It is really super peaceful. As you're walking through the garden, it wasn't super crowded, and it seemed like at every turn we were being surprised by these expansively large sculptures just coming out of the ground or out of the woods. So how to get there? From Rome, Bomarzo is just over an hour north. It's just an hour north on your way to Tuscany or Venice. It was a beautiful drive through the Bacciano-Martignano region of Italy. And tickets to the park were 13 euros for adults, 8 euros for children 4 to 13. It is handicap accessible. Parts of the trail were a bit challenging, however, and so I would just make note of that. There is a group rate, but you must have a minimum of 30 passengers. If you are a social media mogul or an Instagrammer or an influencer, this is a great place for photo opportunities and just some fun pictures. The garden has a plethora of opportunities for really cool photos, and Candy and I had a ball walking around the gardens and discovering these peculiar sculptures and buildings. Afterwards, we decided to catch a bite to eat, and the terrace restaurant in the gardens was very peaceful and just an enjoyable setting to have a little lunch. There's also bathrooms close by. After our tour of Sacro Bosco, we decided to investigate the hillside town of Bomarzo. And in Italy, you can be rest assured that each little town has its own uniqueness. And we were right about Bomarzo too. They have the Piazza Duomo, where there was a church, the Duomo di Bomarzo. And the town was super quiet, had little small apartments that were adorned with fresh spring flowers, cats strolling through the streets, and they just acted like they owned the town. I also found some hiking trails that were around the city and small restaurants and shops too. It was just a peaceful, gorgeous spring day. This was a great pit stop on our tour, and I recommend it if you are traveling north to Tuscany or you're heading south to Rome or Naples. It's restful and peaceful. And remember, I always tell people to build periods of rest into your itinerary. If you constantly go, it'll only make you tired and kind of just exhausted from touring because you're checking things off the list. So this is one of those stops that I would recommend to just enjoy the day out in the gardens and plan to be surprised. So remember, it's always an adventure when you travel with Wendy. Until next time, ciao! For more information about Italy, day trips around Rome, travel inspiration, group travel trips, and more, visit my website, travelwithwendy.net.